Okay, people. April 30th, 2017. I'm up by the hen house area. This was our hen house, right? So anyway, I don't know if there's a raccoon living maybe behind this. Right? All I know is I'm going to be taking out a bunch of stuff in here today and trying to make it so the raccoons can't get in, right? For the most part, because, you know, I seen one last night literally clung onto it, climbing up the wall with the four paws, like a straight up, trying to get up into, I can't really see here.
The shed house?
Where am I? Try to get up and through there. Anyway, I have to plant some food, people. Right. It's either work on an amendment to the notice of claims, not knowing what I'm doing, or get out here and obviously continue doing what I'm doing and plant some food. I had my daughter in there last week getting ready for some food. So hold on. Oh, it looks like we've got some beans or something growing in them. Look at that. What is that? Oh, probably morning glory. Oh, that's morning glory. It's hard for me to see with the light, people. Can't see nothing. Where am I? Yeah, do you see that? That's morning glory. That's what this yard was full of. Okay, people. So tomorrow I think I'm going to try and put some windows in. I have to finish this, right? Last year I kind of did a lot of walnuts with Andre, so it took up a fair amount of time. So anyway, I've been in here weeding today, getting ready to plant some seeds because I need the food, right? No money for anything. I borrowed $700 on my Visa, people, 2 days ago to pay bills and buy a few things. Anyway, this is the first compost box I had when I first moved into this house. I built it in 2010. Well, 2011, sorry. Built it in 2011. So I'm going to pull out the 1, 2, 3, get out all this dirt so this thing can drop. I was in here today, as you can see. Right. I have to do some repairs, people. Okay. Again, raccoons just ripping into things. That's what raccoons did. So anyway, I'm going to try and put some windows in here tomorrow. I have to work in this yard, people. I got to work for a week. I have to work for a whole week straight. I've been pulling stuff out. And I don't have to build. I have to just... I want to clear this out in here. Right, you can see I already started. Everything's getting flushed out. This is an old porch cover for... Oh, sorry. That right there. It's very good. We cleaned up Mr. Lace's...
Cat house?
Yeah, well, Mr. Lace's cat house. We cleaned that. Don't walk in there. It's clean.
Sorry, I'm going to clean my boots right now.
No.
Yep.
So anyway, no, we're going to lock it up and just let it dry. And then we're going to put Elsie in here.
No, wait. A hole.
Oh, yes, we have to fix the hole. We have to fix the hole in there. And then I got to do stuff like this, you can see.
Yeah.
Right, it's coming out. So, I'm just going to build for this week. Do whatever. Let's see what happens in a week. I have to, people. Right? Hold on a minute. See? All wet, people. I'm all wet. Pants are all wet. Boots are all wet. And I'm shivering. Oh, you gotta come inside. I'm cold. Come on!
Okay.
Go change your clothes now. No, you're muddy. Well, get out of there. Andre, you're not soaking wet, but you got mud. Yeah. I told him to go change. Anyway, anyway, people, I don't know. You know, Uncle John was kind of like a, you know, whenever we went looking for places to live, he always needed certain kind of stairs to be able to go up and down. You know, he needed a landing in between the stairs, right? There had to be, like, you know, you go down and then there's a landing and then you go down again, right? So, you know, lots of times I'd look at houses and we couldn't rent them, right? Because they didn't have what he needed in terms of, you know, landings and that kind of stuff, right? And proper stairs with railings. You know, they had stairs but no railings, and there was no way of putting on a railing, a good railing. We couldn't move into the house, right? You know, so anyway, like I said, I moved in here because of Joan. She needed a little space for herself, right? So that she could feel free, you know, have a relationship with her husband, be out of my space. So there's up and down, no inside stairs, which makes it really hard because everything's from the outside in, which tracks in more mud from people coming up or whatever, but it's okay. When I moved in, I didn't know that the yard was in the state that it was, right? And like I said, I've been working in it since 2011.
Wait.
Andre, I'm talking. I don't need you making animal noises in the background. For some reason, my grandson likes to make a lot of sounds. He's always... Well, not that, but like a siren. It's like all day long. Oh. Anyway, in regards to Uncle John's stuff, this is his chair. I don't know, people. There's no point in trying to write an amendment if you don't know how to write it. So, like I said, that pro bono just kind of led me down the garden path, right? I don't know what their mission was, if they even had a mission. You know, I'm starting to think that, you know, it's kind of like with the non-profit, because they took, the guy that runs that thing took all my information. Like he took the notice of claim for the Fraser Health, and he took the notice of claim because I had an extra copy. Because he said he was going to read it, but I don't think he read it. Because when I was talking to him on the phone and I asked him if he read it, he said he didn't read it. So there you go, he didn't read it. I don't know why he took it. But it kind of reminds me of the non-profit, like with those politicians, when those politicians were having me go from the NDP to the BC Liberal, You know, Dave Hare was with the BC Liberal, and Bruce Ralston was the NDP. You know, and I was seeing both of them, right? Booked an appointment to go see Rich Coleman, but he ended up getting cold feet and canceled out on the day that I showed up to go see him, right? With Shemaine, my daughter, because, you know, I wasn't giving up. Please stop distracting me, right? And they just wanted more and more information. There's no Lego man here, Andre. I don't want to be talking for very long. Don't you knock the camera. Okay.
I'll try to get
I got him like $80 worth of Lego, and like, where's your airplane? Your police airplane?
Yeah, it's not an airplane, it's a helicopter.
Oh, a helicopter.
I'll show them.
He made this. He made it, people. That's why I bought it. Right? He struggles with the ABCs, with the sounds and stuff like that. But he's very good at doing this kind of stuff. You know, and then he needs help with the, what is that?
The bad guy car.
This is the bad guy car. Can you see this? He has a what is it? An ambulance or a fire truck?
Fire truck.
Oh, he has a fire truck. He needs help with the fire truck, but I'm a little busy right now. So anyway, as you can see, I bought it for the purpose of him to build it on his own, to look at the directions and try and figure it out and use his critical thinking skills, which he did pretty good, if you ask me, right? Considering everything, right? And he's even got the little guy with his visor on and everything. That little guy in there's got his visor on. I guess that's a little police officer in there. He got his visor on, right?
No, it's a helicopter driver.
A helicopter driver. Okay, so anyway, back to what I was saying. There's no point in doing an amendment if I don't know how to amend it. And I have to do something in this yard, people, because if I don't, it's just going to just get worse, right? You know, the algae that grows on things is going to get worse, and things, raccoons moving around, and I just want to clear out. You'll see what's going to happen within a week from now, right? But I have to build things, right? I have to use up this wood. I want the hen house area for more storage of things, right? And open up the greenhouse. I'm going to work on the greenhouse. I'm going to try and go and use up some old paint as it warms up. And so I'm just going to spend about a week in the back. Get rid of some stuff. I have to finish laying down the bricks. Bricks over here. Bricks over there. I got bricks that I made, like big ones, in the front. Somebody helped me to pour the cement. So I got to get them laid down. But before I do that, I think I'm just going to spend a few days out here. And like within 2-3 days, people, like, it's hard. I pass out. Everything starts to hurt. I'm not no spring chicken, right? But I have to get this done. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to go downtown in a couple of weeks from now. And I'm just going to deal with this one thing that is like a, I don't know what they call it. But they help you with the forms and stuff like that. And I'm just going to tell them that the pro bono didn't work. You know, they don't want to tackle corruption. And that's exactly what I'll tell those people. I'll tell them I'm very grateful that they're there. And that, you know, they can just guide me with forms in terms of what they think is the right form. In terms of, you know, I want to put a petition in asking for more time to do an amendment after I ask the judge, what does he want me to do in terms of an amendment? Because technically I wrote it for a judge, right? Because I didn't know. I wanted to make it easy for the judge. Basically, I was trying to make it easy for the judge. I'll tell that to the judge. I think I have to go in front of a judge. I'm not too sure. Like, the guy left me freaking hanging. Like, seriously, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Do I wait for the bank to make their application to dismiss it and then I get something in the mail? Fraser Health doesn't send me anything in the mail. They just file it with the court. And I know nothing about it until I go there and ask. And if there's something there, then I find out about it. And then I get it in the mail 2 weeks later. So if they file it with the court, I have to go downtown to find out what they filed, because they won't send it to me in the mail, right? Or deliver it to my house. So I'm completely in the dark, which is not justice, people, which is not being able to access the court system, right? It's the most disenfranchised being exploited. That's what's happening here. So since I'm being exploited, right? And I know it's not Uncle John's fault, because he wouldn't have left me in this situation on his own, on purpose, right? You know, he'd be sitting in this chair right now, right, talking to me, telling me just to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm doing a good job. So for this week, I think I'm just going to focus on moving things out of the back. Always thinking about Sook and the color. right? I told Andre not going to be too many toys back there because it's a grit, right? It just attaches itself onto everything. So I'm removing a lot of the toys and that kind of thing. I'm obviously washing things. I'm going to be doing some repairs. It would be nice if I could lay down some of these bricks. Somebody told me, my neighbors, right? They have a problem with the raccoons too. Apparently they moved into the guy's boat over here, was just doing their doo-doos all over the boat, kind of destroyed the boat. It turns out that he's not too upset about it because the boat's just being used for parts, but that's besides the point, right? You know, and they were somewhere else doing something. They tore up their backyard, all their grass, looking for grubs, and so, you know, like, he said use mothballs. Yeah, he said get some mothballs, and because I said, like, you know, you just pay attention because he's got little kids too, right? And he says, yeah, I've been having the same problem, right? And apparently you use mothballs or something, because I asked him any ideas how I can flush these things out of my wood pile. We might be getting a puppy. Maybe.
Yeah, I
Maybe. Don't say nothing, okay? So anyway, I don't know yet. We'll believe it when we see it, so stay quiet. All right? So in the meantime, I got to go at some point and get some mothballs and sprinkle a few around, and, you know, maybe that might flush them out. But I don't really want to do that until, you know, I have to secure this hen house area so they can't get in. Tomorrow I'm going to be putting on windows where that plastic got pulled down, because they're just, last night the one was climbing like this, trying to get into the X Club. Right? It's like stupid, man. Stupid. These raccoons are so bad, right? You know? So anyway, I don't know, people. If it gets thrown out of court, I'm just going to file again. I'm going to file against the provincial government. I'll file against the judge. I'll file against somebody or something, okay? I'm not going to drop the ball. Taking it to the Human Rights Tribunal, I don't see how that's going to solve any problems. I really don't, because it needs to go in front of a judge. We're talking, like I said, criminal code infractions, 74 of them. There's a whole freaking list. Somebody needs to go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, and they need to do an investigation, not because Uncle John's human rights were violated. It's the fact that the Criminal Code of Canada was violated, right? And it's just pawning me off to another political party. That's how I feel, like just pawning me off, right? I go over to this MLA and they pawn me and tell me to go over to that MLA. Then that MLA tells me to go over and, you know, go home and write some more stuff and bring it back to them. And while I'm done bringing it back to him, go take it to that MLA over there. And then that MLA sends it back to that MLA. Like, you know, that's just passing the ball around. This is the same kind of situation with the court situation, as they want more information. They take my notice of claim. They looked at it. Why take the notice of claim if you're not going to freaking help me? Think about it, right? Other than they want to find where the weakness is, or maybe the strength. They want to find where the strength is so they can put those hurdles up. Right? They want to know what people are thinking so that they can bring in a door that you can't get through, right? Andre, please, how do I explain it, right? You know, they want to counteract what you're writing even before you get in front of the judge. So yeah, give me the information so that I can study it and make a plan to make it hard for you. Because you gave me your information and I know what you're thinking and I know what your strategy is.
What's in this?
So that the next person that comes along, it will be even harder for them.
What's this?
I mean, that's not obviously the whole reason,
What?
but I'm sure it's part of the reason. Because when I used to do the stuff for the nonprofit people, I did a lot of brainstorming. I wrote a lot of stuff. And then I'd turn on TV, Uncle John and I would be listening. Next thing you know, Christy Clark, before she became premier, was rattling stuff off that was in my informational package. Because it had gone to all the MLAs. It went to the BC Liberal MLAs, and it went to the NDP MLAs. And they were having elections or whatever they were doing. And they were using my ideas. Never gave me credit. Never helped me. But they were quick to read it, find what they wanted to use, switch a few words around so it wouldn't be plagiarism. And then because they have all the money, all the resources, and all the connections, they sold it to the public. As a spiel, that is. Not because they were trying to be helpful. It was just to be to get votes. Uncle John and I, our jaw dropped when we heard it. So I kind of feel like this is just the kind of same situation. They took my notice of claim, not because they wanted to help, but because they wanted to just, figure out a way to compete against it. Hold it back. Right? Prevent it from happening. Or maybe use certain strategies for themselves under a different situation. Because maybe I thought of something because I came in fresh.
It's money.
It's money. I got money.
It's Lego.
Lego money. Ooh, I got gold, people. I got gold. And I got some green. I got 2 bars of gold. And I got a whole wad of cash. And a safe. How appropriate. Okay, all right. Anyway, so the point is, I'm working in this yard for a week. I have to plant some food, because if I'm racking up $700 just to pay the bills and buy a couple of things, right, in order to make it through the 1 month, then I'm in serious problems, and I'm going to need that food come spring and summer, more like summer and fall, right? Because it should be some of it planted now, but it didn't even get into the ground yet. So I'm still digging up the ground. But anyway, whatever. It is what it is. And I'm going to work in the yard for the week. And then in a couple of weeks, I'm going downtown. And I have to find out, like I said, what do I expect? I have no clue. Absolutely no clue. But I guess I'll let you know when I find out. Oh yeah. And let's not forget, people, when Uncle John first went missing, right? I tried to get that GoFundMe going thing, right? When Andre was taken, I tried the GoFundMe. The only thing is, I never really have time to go out and do anything, right? Whatever. I've been kind of, like I said, kind of like housebound. Looking after John wasn't easy, right? Looking after this yard, well, Joan, certainly wasn't easy, right? Looking after this house hasn't been easy in terms of the yard and everything. But I think you're going to see by the end of the year, a lot's going to get done, right? It's going to be much better. But, the GoFundMe with Andre didn't really go anywhere because, I'm not a social butterfly, right? I don't, that wasn't my thing. My thing was more writing stuff. And, I had to make the blueprint, right? I had to set the precedents in terms of the trust accounts and all that other stuff. So, and then when I was doing something, a lot of it was with children and their parents, right? It wasn't like I had to fix this. You see? Right? So, what I'm trying to say is, this little GoFundMe that here, Andre, that I tried to set up for Uncle John soon after he was taken, Andre, it got spammed. It got trolled and hijacked by the Duncan clan and their supporters. Because like I said, I didn't have any problems with YouTube being trolled and spammed until after Uncle John was gone. And so, therefore, the same thing happened with the GoFundMe. It got shut down. And I just didn't bother to pursue it and try and open it back up because it wasn't worth it. And I did get advice from a lawyer that if I wanted to, I could go out in the streets and beg, right, for money to pay for a lawyer. But again, you know, I'm pretty busy and you can see my yard, right? I mean, right? As I'm building, now I'm having to repair because after this rain, I don't know, it just eats the wood, right? And, you know, I don't have any money to pay anybody to come and do minor jobs anymore, right? When Uncle John was around, you know, from time to time, we'd hire people to come and do certain things, and it would make it easier for me, right? Well, not anymore. So, you know, everything that's going to happen between now and the next little while, it will be just basically me doing it, right? To the best of my ability with, like, limited resources in terms of, I don't use an actual ladder, I use a pallet for a ladder, you know, that kind of stuff, right? But yeah, no, the GoFundMe for the lawyer for Uncle John, to help with Uncle John, the Dunk clan made sure that didn't go through, right? And I just want people to remember that, right? It's not like I haven't tried, right, in terms of asking for help for, like, to get money, right, in terms of, like, the GoFundMe, right? Which is really unfortunate. But that's why they do it. That's why the people within the healthcare system facilitate this kind of stuff, because it's already known that, you know, when people try and set up GoFundMes for lawyers and that kind of thing, you know, chances are the company's not going to want to support that, right? Because, you know, it's too controversial, right? So, you can't even ask for help. And that was another thing. Those, you know, I was on social assistance and I asked them, so if I have a GoFundMe, or if I go beg on the street or whatever it is, trying to make money for a lawyer, right, to help me with this stuff with court, because, you know, I couldn't do it on my own. I've been forced to do it on my own, and I'm not doing very well, and I don't even know what's coming. But besides that point, right, I was told that I'm allowed a one-time large donation. So in other words, an $80,000 donation, and it won't affect my $677 welfare check. But if I was to get $1 here, or $2 there, or $5 here, it would be considered income under the BC Liberal government, and it would come off my $677, even though I'd be asking it for pay a lawyer. But it's funny because there was some lawyers out here just recently that took on the provincial government to sue them for the taxpayers' dollars that the provincial government was spending for advertising on their personal campaigns in terms of election campaigns. And this group decided that they were going to, a group of lawyers decided that they were going to try and get this money back because it was taxpayers' money and it wasn't meant to be for elections, right? And they had a GoFundMe and they were allowed to keep it up. So don't ask me how that one works. So, you know, it's just being sabotaged again, right? First it was the Duncan clan trying to sabotage me as soon as Uncle John went missing. Then it was the Duncan clan and their friends through Facebook and those people that Debbie Duncan knows in California. Because again, when John got hit by a car, got his insurance money, he bought Joan a car, and then Joan gave that car to Debbie, and Debbie drove that car to California because Debbie has friends in California. So if I'm getting some thumbs down from this little troll network from California, from the state of California, I can almost guarantee it is coming in from the Debbie Duncan and her friends. Because they don't want people to know what's going on through the banking system and through the healthcare system. And they don't want to get caught. So they flagged the GoFundMe so I couldn't get a lawyer. Well, the lawyers themselves, at the bottom of that pile with that banking corruption, they don't want to rock the boat, right? They don't want to be fired for doing the right thing. They don't want to lose their the possibility of moving up on the ranks to become a more professional lawyer in terms of a crown prosecutor and all that, which is all government. So I just wanted to just remind people that at one point I did try to have a GoFundMe for this situation. So, you know, it's not like I didn't try, right? I haven't gone as far as to go out there and beg yet on the streets, only because I don't really have any time, right? So I rack up my credit card $700 just to pay rent, buy my grandson some Lego so that he can use his critical thinking skills, and some tomato seeds and some tomato seeds and that kind of stuff, right? You know, just so that we have some tomatoes to eat in about 4 or 5 months from now versus having to go to the grocery store with no money, right?